Welcome to this Wandering Walk tour at the University of Nebraska in Lincoln. On this tour, we'll take a tour of the campus and learn a little bit about the history of the university. The University of Nebraska was chartered in 1869 by the Nebraska Legislature as part of the Morrill Act of 1862. The school was known as the University of Nebraska until 1968, when it absorbed several other universities to become the University of Nebraska system. It is the state's oldest university and the flagship institution of the statewide system. The university is organized into 9 different colleges: agricultural sciences and natural resources, architecture, arts and sciences, business, education and human sciences, engineering, fine and performing arts, journalism and mass communication, and law. NU offers over 200 degrees across its undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral programs. School also offers programs through the University of Nebraska-Omaha College of Public Affairs and Community Service, as well as the University of Nebraska Medical Center College of Dentistry and College of Nursing. Among the approximately 300,000 Nebraska alumni are 3 Nobel laureates, 4 Pulitzer Prize winners, 1 Turing Award winner, and 22 Rhodes Scholars. Nebraska is considered to have very high research activity based upon the Carnegie classification. According to the National Science Foundation, Nebraska spent $320 million on research and development in 2020 alone. Between its 3 campus locations, the university has over 100 classroom buildings and research facilities. Currently, the university's enrollment is a little over 19,000 undergraduate students, 4,800 or so graduate students, and about 1,600 full-time or part-time instructional faculty. Nebraska's athletic programs, known as the Cornhuskers, compete in the NCAA Division I and are a member of the Big Ten Conference. NU's football team has won 46 conference championships and has claimed 5 national championships, with an additional 9 unclaimed. 25 former Cornhuskers have been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. A total of 111 former Nebraska student athletes have combined to win 54 Olympic medals, including 16 gold medals. Campus construction began in September 1869 when the cornerstone of University Hall was laid at the corner of 11th and S Streets. Though the building was very large, expensive, and ornate, it was made of low-quality materials and required a foundation repair before even hosting a single class. By 1871, the university welcomed its inaugural class of 20 collegiate students and 110 preparatory students, and in 1873 offered its first degrees to graduating students. In its early years, The University of Nebraska was modest in terms of enrollment, budget, and stature. The school's development was slowed by a mid 1870s grasshopper swarm that devastated the state's economy. Around the mid 1870s, the University of Nebraska hired its first female faculty member, Ellen Smith. In fact, on the campus is Smith Hall, which is named in her honor. Smith's hire highlighted the young university's relatively diverse group of students and faculty. This was done deliberately by the Board of Regents, which hoped to boost the school's enrollment and the city's population through immigration. Like University Hall, many of the early buildings were poorly and cheaply constructed, and it wasn't until James Canfield became chancellor in 1891 were any significant infrastructure upgrades made. The forward-thinking, enthusiastic Canfield was a sharp contrast to the conservative, traditional leaders before him. He began an aggressive remodeling and expansion of many university buildings, often overseeing construction himself. Among these was the University Library, now Agricultural Hall, which was built in 1895 and is the oldest building on campus. Canfield also worked to make the high school to college transition as easy as possible for Nebraskans, and he crossed the state tirelessly to encourage students from all backgrounds to consider higher education. By the time Canfield resigned in July 1895, enrollment at the university had quadrupled. Shortly after his departure, NU became the first school west of the Mississippi River to offer graduate courses and establish its College of Law and School of Architecture. The University of Nebraska's football program played its first game in 1890, but did not have a full-time head coach until hiring Frank Crawford in 1894. The Nebraska State Journal, now called the Lincoln Journal-Star, writer Cy Herman began referring to the team as the Cornhuskers in 1899, and the nickname was officially adopted the following year. We're now walking towards probably the most famous site on the University of Nebraska campus, and that's Memorial Stadium. This stadium is often nicknamed the Sea of Red. It's a football stadium that's located on the campus, and it primarily serves as the home venue for the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team. Memorial Stadium was built in 1923 at a cost of $450,000 at the time, and originally had a capacity of 31,080 participants. The first game at the new stadium was a 24-0 Nebraska victory over Oklahoma on October 13, 1923. A series of expansions raised the stadium's capacity to 85,458, but attendance numbers have in the past exceeded well over 90,000 people watching games. Nebraska has sold out an NCAA record of 389 consecutive games at Memorial Stadium, a streak that dates back to 1962. The Nebraska Cornhuskers football team is one of the most storied programs in college football history and has won 46 conference championships, 5 national championships, and 9 other national championships. The school's first extended period of success came just after the turn of the century. Between 1900 and 1916, Nebraska had 5 undefeated seasons and completed a stretch of 34 consecutive games without a loss, still a program record. Despite a span of 21 conference championships in 33 seasons, the Cornhuskers didn't experience much major national success until Bob Devaney was hired in 1962. In 11 seasons as head coach, Devaney won 2 national championships, 8 conference titles, and coached 22 All-Americans, but perhaps his most lasting achievement was the hiring of Tom Osborne, an offensive coordinator, in 1969. Osborne was named Devaney's successor in 1973, and over the next 25 years established himself as one of the best coaches in college football history. Following Osborne's retirement in 1997, Nebraska went through cycled through about 4 more head coaches before hiring state native Scott Frost in 2017. And again, keep in mind with all this, Nebraska's Memorial Stadium holds that NCAA record for attendance with the most consecutive sellouts.